Galamera, Galamera, Galamera. Good morning, good morning, good morning from a rather blustery Zakynthos today. It's been chucking it down last night. We've had high winds as well. Not very nice weather. You can probably hear the wind blowing like crazy. Just looking over towards Kerry and Amber Lockerbie, and grim clouds above in the skies. All right, not looking good at all. As we come to the other side of the house, just having a quick look down towards Kalamaki and also Lagana, what the weather looks like down there. Again, grim skies. I think the cloud and the sun is, or the sun's just trying to creep out from behind it. It is quite heavy at the moment, and the clouds are quite fast moving. I don't know if you can see that, but the clouds are moving quite quickly across at the moment. So yeah, high winds definitely. You can see the trees all blowing around. I bet Yanni is grateful that he's managed to get all his olives in, that is for sure. People are still collecting olives in at the moment. They're still seeing people sorting out their olive harvest, but it's all been done here. No word on the oranges yet, although I have noticed there's quite a few oranges actually on the floor at the moment, which seems to have fallen off the tree. I'm not sure if you can see those. Where's the olive tree? Where's the big orange tree? The big orange tree is in there, and you can just see my finger across the line. Can you see my finger? Where's my finger gone? There you go. There you go. Just around about there, there are oranges just falling on the ground there at the moment. So anyway, there's been a lot going on in the last 24 hours. Believe it or not, there's actually a media strike here in Greece. Yeah, all the reporters have all down tools for 24 hours. However, because I'm not a member of a union, it means I can still find news for you. And some of the news, I've got to be honest, is very interesting and is also very alarming. I've now just realised that my little thing to switch my screen round so you can see my face has now decided to disappear. So I'm afraid I'm going to do today's broadcast again. You can just have a nice view of the road. All right, I do apologise for that. Anyway, the date today is the 9th of December 2020. It's a Wednesday today, and it is day 32, maybe 33 of the lockdown. Big shout out to Hilary Rogers there. Anyway, just to let you know, I was just checking the stats yesterday, and yesterday's show, believe it or not, had 1,400 views yesterday. So thank you to all those people that are tuning in. Can I also say a big hello to Greece's bulletin board, or Greece's daily bulletin board. The ladies that run that bulletin board from wherever they are in Greece, I think they're up around the Athens area. They've decided that they're going to stop running the Greece's bulletin board as of the 31st of December. I think basically it's actually got really quite large, and I think it becomes a full-time job, and something that you start off as something as a little bit of information to help people can take on a whole new dynamic, and it then becomes like a full-time job to actually run it and also to control it. So once again, thank you for allowing me onto your bulletin board. I know it's put my stats up incredibly, and also I've met some really nice people through the Greece's daily bulletin board as well, and I will be sad to see you go on the 31st of December. Right, okay, what's been happening in the last 24 hours then? Right, first of all then, the COVID stats from last night. New cases of the virus last night reached 1,382, while new deaths had 102 of those yesterday, and the number of people incubated was at 579. Now the detail of that is, of that 1,382 new cases, only 13 were detected after checks into the country. There were 2 in Kefalonia. There was also 3 in Corfu, 3 new cases, but nothing here on Zakynthos, which is really good news. All right. The total number of cases in total since the pandemic has started here in Greece is 118,045, of which 52% of those are actually men. Interestingly enough, from the total figures for since the pandemic started, only 4.3% have been considered to have been related to travel from abroad. So that's our tourism industry there, which didn't bring hardly anything. In actual people, that worked out at 5,022 of infections came through from abroad. But anyway, but most of it, the other 3,079, were all related from already known cases, with people basically passing it between themselves. All right. Anyway, as for the incubations, that is down from yesterday and down quite a bit, actually, considering that the Greek Health Service have been saying they're under immense pressure at the moment to be able to furnish intensive care beds. But at the moment, yesterday we had 579 people in intensive care, and that was down from 600 from the day before. The medium age is 65. Basically, people suffering from underlying diseases or are 70 years or older, and 680 patients have been discharged from the ICUs since the pandemic has started. Now, finally, when it comes to deaths, at the moment, we've had 102 deaths, which is more than recorded the day before. Of those 102 deaths, that brings the total up to 1,000. Oh, hang on a minute. That is not right. I thought we were more deaths than that. Oh, yes. It brings us up to a total of 3,194 deaths since the pandemic had actually started. And again, 39% of these people affected were men, and mainly, sorry, I'm going to rephrase that. 96% have been men, basically 79 years of age with underlying conditions. Right, okay, a little bit of news that came out yesterday. The first person outside of Russia and China to receive the COVID-19 vaccine as part of the planned rollout program was an Irish lady called Margaret Keenan, and she was 90 years of age, and she was from Enniskillen in Northern Ireland, and she was given yesterday the first of the Pfizer biotech drug in the UK. As we know, the drawback of the Pfizer biotech vaccine is that it has to be stored at -70, whereas other vaccines under development can be stored at normal fridge temperatures. And Greece has also taken delivery of 14 super freezers so they can start to administer the drug. Anyway, Margaret received her first dose of the vaccine at the University Hospital in Coventry, West Midlands, and the programme of UK mass vaccination basically started yesterday. So anyway, wish her all the best. I think everybody's going to be standing back and watching, see how she gets on. Right, now, the big story at the moment, which I do know has not yet been reported in our local media, because I think the reason is I do know our local people here are quite observers of strikes and everything else like that, from the Journalists Union. So this story has yet to get a big break on our local news, but it has made national news, which probably makes it even worse, all right? And it's to do with the mayor again. Yes, the mayor of Zakynthos has triggered outrage when he called people with disabilities crippled, useless, and without skills. Mayor Arigakis used these shameful descriptions during an online conference with members of the Water and Power Company of Zakynthos on the 20th of November, or what is known as the Diaz, all right? Now, on the agenda was also the hiring of people from vulnerable groups who were long-term unemployed and aged between 55 and 67, who needed some social contribution stamps to be able to retire. Now, note that such recruitment via the Greek Employment Agency is actually subsidised by the state. So basically, it's not going to cost the municipality anything to put some of these people to work working within Diaz. Anyway, the mayor, who is also the president of the Diaz, told his panel online, is this the mess you want in the company? To hire subsidised, who have no idea about the business, who work for a specific time and then leave. who have no organisation in the department, and you're waiting for the business to go ahead with subsidised people and people who cannot work, crippled. Diaz will move forward, right? Diaz will go ahead with crippled people, right? Will Diaz go ahead with them? Anyway, the recorded footage has caused an outrage. The footage was released and shown on the magazine programme called Open TV on Tuesday morning. Now, the mayor didn't return any calls from the broadcaster. Its correspondents on the island said when the mayor realised the uproar caused by his statement and said that his characterisation did not concern the disabled, even it is not for the disabled, but for elderly or vulnerable groups, it is unacceptable. According to Open TV reports, reports have been filed to the Ministries of the Interior and to the Ministries of Labour as well. Anyway, Open TV said, however, it is an indecent expression, even if it concerned vulnerable groups or retirees. The local association of people with disabilities, Pelplora, said in an open letter letting the mayor calling him accountable. Such characterisations, they said, violate the constitution of the country. They also violate Greek and European legislation for human rights, as well as the moral principles of the coexistence of all individuals. The association said, adding, they also insult people with disabilities and chronic illnesses, but also the human existence and human rights. Well, the fallout of this so far is that one councillor by the name of Yannis Stratis, speaking on Ionian radio yesterday, tendered his resignation from the city council, saying he could not work with the mayor anymore, saying, I stop from now on to call you mayor and sir. This is the biggest nonsense I have ever seen since the day I was born. I saw the video because the statements are often distorted and I was shocked. And a few days ago, we had the World Day of the Disabled. I hope with my resignation, I will put some little stone to upset some other people. So there you go. Already people are leaving his administration. There's also, we've had issues just over the weekend with people saying that they're not happy with what the mayor has been doing. And there's like a faction of people within about that. Oh, look, me little screen has remained. I can put that back on again. Right. Right. Sorry about that. You thought I'd been cut off, hadn't you? No. My big fat clumsy fingers had accidentally stopped or paused the broadcast. Anyway, so immediately, just going back to the subject of the mayor, people have not been happy with him over the last few weeks. To be honest, I've been giving him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt in certain things, especially when it comes to trying to get projects going again, which were all talked about in previous administrations. And as I said before, he'd actually inherited a bit of a shitstorm when he took over the municipality. However, sometimes I think the mayor is a bit old school and he doesn't quite think through what is the correct wording to say things about certain groups of people. And I don't know who his advisor is, but I tell you what, if I'd have been his manager, I'd have been saying, shut the fuck up, because you're making the situation even worse. Okay, so anyway, we're going to see what our local media here also makes of this as well, as they get back to work at some point by tomorrow. Anyway, got a bit of good news for you. I wish I'd known this a bit earlier. If you've got to get road tax or anything like that for your vehicles, normally you have to get that by end of the year, normally the 31st of January. And if you don't get it by then, guess what? It doubles. Well, the good news is they decided to extend road tax extension till the 26th of February 2021. So you need to get your road tax. You don't have to be trying to find the money now. Wait until February and then obviously get your road tax then. But to let you know, you have a bit of an extension, all right? And that was official yesterday from government. Anyway, also as well, the Municipality of Zakynthos submitted a proposal for a budget approaching €3 million to the Antonis program for rural road construction projects, and the relevant decision was taken unanimously by the Economic Committee on Monday. So it seems like Zakynthos is bidding for a lot of work on the roads at the moment, and not before time, because I've got to be honest, we certainly need this to be done. What's more, this programme that they're bidding for also includes local municipalities within the prefecture of Zakynthos, can also put bids in for work that they have been doing, which they were excluded from on the last round of funding, to get things sorted out for them in their local areas. So again, we'll keep our eyes on that. Now, this was an interesting little statistic that came out yesterday from the EU, and I've got to be honest, it is rather confusing. It is rather misleading, and in some ways I think they're trying to gloss over some forms of reality that is going on. Now, the European Statistical Office, or Eurostat, released employment figures for the third quarter yesterday, which stated that the number of employees in Greece increased by 1.2% in the third quarter compared to the second quarter, where there was a 1% increase in the Eurozone. Now, the data also announced that in the second quarter of the year, employment had fallen by 2.8% in Greece and by 3% in Europe. Now, I'm thinking, I don't remember employment falling. In fact, I think unemployment actually went up in those periods, because people were losing their jobs, people were not being hired to go back to work, because there was a doubt over the season about when the season would start. So I think it's somehow these figures just don't seem, for me personally, to ring right. Anyway, according to Eurostat, working hours in Greece, now this I will agree on, all right? According to Eurostat, working hours in Greece increased by 29.9% in the third quarter, compared to an increase of 14.8% in the Eurozone, which says to me people were working longer hours because there was less people to do the jobs. Anyway, after falling sharply by 22.6% and 13.6% respectively in the second quarter. So again, it looks to me like, well, one minute you're saying more people are going back to work, but at the moment, those that are going back to work are working longer hours. That to me says you've got less people going back to work who are working longer hours. And as we all know, living in Greece, we pay lip service to time off here. When we get into the summer, it's all about working as many hours as you can, making as much money as you can, so you can squirrel it away ready for the winter. Anyway, let's move on then. Just to let you know, there has been a warning about bad weather on the way. That came in last night, and the bad weather is creeping across the country at the moment, and it's working its way across to the Peloponnese. By tomorrow midday, just to let people in the Peloponnese that we know, you're going to be affected by this. Central Macedonia is going to be affected by this, and also Thrace is going to be affected also as well. And by Thursday, bad weather is going to be creeping down towards Crete, the islands of the Kallides, and also the Aegean and Deccanese islands as well. So all in all, right the way across Greece, we're having some really crap weather on the way. Now, I've got to make an apology for yesterday when I said about the cemetery in West Norwood that Sherlock Holmes was buried there. I actually meant Sir Conan Doyle was buried there, the author of Sherlock Holmes. I do apologise for that slip of information. But I've got a little bit of good news for you, especially for those people who are living over in the UK and you are missing the delights of souvlaki or gyros. And what's more, this can be delivered to your home, as the restaurant delivery giant Deliveroo had its restaurant awards on Monday, which they did online. And the winner, believe it or not, for Europe and also for the UK was the Athena. Yeah, there's a chain of restaurants called the Athena. They've been awarded the title of the best restaurant in the UK, and they specialise in souvlaki and gyros, using only the highest ingredients and also the best practices for delivery to homes. And they're all over the UK, according to the article that I read. So you never know. Look out for the name Athena. So if you want a proper gyros, made exactly the way it's made over here. The owners of it are Greek and Cypriot as well, so that obviously puts you in good stead there. From looking at the photographs of their food, it looks absolutely fantastic, and they will deliver that to your door via the wonders of Deliveroo. Anyway, there you go. Right, that's the news for today. Let's have a quick look and see who's tuning in at the moment. This morning, Dennis Tyndall is watching. Nice to have you here, fella. Also, Alex Spatis is also tuning in as well, or Alexis Spatis, shall I say. Linda and Gary is watching this morning. Yes, I'll apologise for that fake news from yesterday. Sherlock Holmes isn't buried. It's Sir Arthur Conan Doyle who's buried in West Norwood Cemetery. You may get a chance to go to West Norwood Cemetery. It's a fascinating place to walk round. It's one of your real Victorian cemeteries with all the ostentatious monuments that the Victorians like to bury their families and their dead in. Anyway, so you guys are tuning in. Oops, I'll better close that down. Also, Aileen Murphy is watching as well. She says, good morning from Glasgow. Hello, Glasgow. How is the weather up there today? And how's the wee woman doing? Are you going to be enjoying Hogmanay this year? We shall see. Anyway, Barry Leatherdale is watching from Essex. Lovely to have you tuning in, fella. Rachel Hanson is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you. Margaret Miller is also tuning in. Also, Heather Nash from Birmingham is tuning in. And she says, morning, mate, from me and Gary. I hope you're getting better and you're feeling good. All right. Stuart Davidson is also tuning in. Nice to see you here, Stu. Shane Bowen is also tuning in as well. Nice to see you, Shane. Kevin Bell is watching as well. Kathy M. Hullo is watching as well. Billy G. Alty says, morning from Liverpool, ex-RAF and Army. Hey, he's done both clubs. All right, nice to have you tuning in, fella. Shane Bowen is also watching in. He says, Gallimera wishing you all a great day. Andrew the Fridge Watkins is tuning in all the way down. What's it like in Wales at the moment? Have you got sunshine or is it wind like it is here? Kathy M. Hollow is looking in. She says, good morning from Cornwall, England. Have a lovely Wednesday and thank you for all your work you put in. It's appreciated. Oh, cheers for that, Kathy. I really appreciate that. I've got to be honest. I was struggling a bit last night with the strike. However, I've managed to find stuff by checking other sources as well, and those who had decided not to go on strike as quickly and got more stuff for you to pass on. Anyway, Andrew Geach is watching. He lives up the top end of the island. Nice to have you tuning in as well, sir. Mike Gatley is also watching in as well. Nice to have you tuning in. Also as well, Mike has a Facebook page, Dogs Needing a Good Home. Check him out. If anybody wants to adopt a dog, just get in touch with Mike. He puts loads of dogs up there between him and Sue Deeth. If you do want to adopt a stray, have a chat with him or with Sue Deeth, all right? Anyway, thanks for tuning in, Mike. Appreciate that. Penny Draper, Party Penny, she's also tuning in as well, checking to find out what's going on. Lovely to have you tuning in as well, my darling. Chippy Woods as well, tuning in all the way from Spain. Nice to see you here as well. Here's a name, Granit Hasser. Oh, I've got a feeling that sounds like a Scandinavian name. But anyway, they're tuning in and watching. Lovely to have you tuning in. Tell us where you're from, Granit. I'd love to know. Les Hardman, ex-Raffridge buddy, tuning in. Nice to see you here. Also, Patrick Michael Curtin is also tuning in. Patrick Curtin is tuning in. Hope you're all okay. And it's raining again here in Essex. Ooh, well, it's not raining at the moment, but it won't be long. It's just very windy. I don't know if you're hearing that on the broadcast. Maria Halberg is also tuning in. Nice to have you tuning in as well, my lovely. Tim Roberts is watching as well. Andy Johnson is tuning in. Marie Halliburg is also watching in from Sweden. So hello, Sweden. Nice to have you tuning in as well. Right, just to remind you that today is, guess what? It is my broadcast day. The show going out this afternoon, 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock UK time, which is 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock Greek time. I've also made my 60th year in music program, which I did yesterday, and that will be uploaded online on Sunday. I'm not going to live stream it because I'm trying to hang on to as much of my internet broadband broadcast stuff that I've got, because I'm only allowed a certain amount. Unless I pay for more, I might be putting a Patreon page up soon to be able to broadcast continually. So I will upload that one. It is a video one, but however, I will at some point maybe release it as a video on a live stream where you can watch it. But anyway, it will be uploaded on Sunday, the day of my birthday, and it's the first 60 years of the 1960s of when I was born. But anyway, this afternoon's show, your requests, my inspiration, I fill the gaps in. Thank you for those people who've already been dropping me requests. If you want to drop a request, it's not too late. Just pop it down in the comments below and I will curate all of those, and the show will go out live here at 5 o'clock Greek time till 7, or 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the UK. I'm not sure what time frame Sweden's on, but anyway, I'll let you work that out. Anyway, and I will see you tomorrow. You take care, have a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Ta-ra!